vocabulary words, yes. Let me ask you a question. What do we see in the picture on the front of the page?
Mount Everest.
You see Mount Everest. Do you know that's Mount Everest, or do you just relate? What are you relating it to say that this is Mount Everest? What did we read yesterday? Yeah, so our anchor text. So what we read yesterday was about Mount Everest, so you're relating it back to our anchor text, correct. Alright? So it says a Sherpa guide, okay? So what do we think we're talking about in this vocabulary reading? Somebody raise their hand and tell me what you think they're talking about. Nobody? Hey, what are we reading about? Yeah, but what else? What about the guides? So what do you think that's about?
Part of Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Part of.
Alright, Chris smiled and clapped at the
Yeah,
end.
but what is a guide?
You mean the worker kind of guide or what?
Well, what do we look in the picture?
People.
People, so we're talking about the worker kind. So what do we think?
Alright,
The
we
people
are
that
the person
guide
that
around.
it contains.
Okay, so now we're thinking, now we're relating the picture to what we learned about yesterday in anchor text. All right, go ahead, Miss Bailey, start reading page 2.
Mount Everest. On Mount Everest, your toes and fingers can freeze. The air is so thin that you'll find it hard to breathe.
When you eat,
And if you're not careful, avalanches can bury you. Meet the people who live in this harsh place.
when you eat
Appa.
Appa in the blue and black jacket, a Sherpa guide has flown over 17 times.
All right, guys, so what's the first word that we see on page 2 that's a vocabulary word? Avalanches. Somebody raise your hand and tell me what avalanches were. Mr. Corbin. Yes, snow and rocks that fall down the mountain and they come crashing down, and they can do what according to the text? What does it say right after avalanches? They can do what? Marry you, correct, okay. Let me ask you a quick question. They're up around Mount Everest, correct? Okay, so if they're up around Mount Everest and all, what was the air like? The oxygen in the air is? It's high altitude, the thin oxygen, right? So it's thin oxygen and all. How are people living in this if other people need oxygen tanks?
They're used to.
Ah, their bodies what? Ah, there it is. High five, thank you, good job. All right, guys. Bodies adapt to different climates. It's just like moving from Bainbridge, Georgia. What's our climate here? Is it cold or warm? Well, it's actually hot. Well, majority of it's hot. So, we're going to sit there and when we move from a hot environment and they move to a cold environment, can our bodies adapt to it? Yeah, does it? But it takes a little time, right? So our bodies can adapt. So they're living up in the high altitude, thin oxygen. If they're born there, their bodies are already being adapting and accustomed to the harsh conditions, correct? All right, page 2, Mr. Dawson. Thank you, sir. 3, I'm sorry. So they're used to the thin mountain air, right?
Yes.
And they're excellent at climbing because that's where they live, right? So they're living in the what? Well, they live in the thin air, but what about the landscape? What's the landscape? It's
Rocky.
Rocky. What? Steep. Well, I'm thinking about steep and the other word, that's a vocabulary word that we learned. Slopes, yeah. Sorry. Got it for you. So, with steep slopes, they have to be accustomed and good what? Climbers. Good job. All right, well, we saw the word. What's our second vocabulary word we see on page 3?
Altitude.
Altitude. Raise your hand if you can tell me what altitude means. I know you see it. Let me get some Angelica. Yeah, your height. The altitude is the height that you go from sea level up, okay? So the higher the altitude we learn, the thinner the air, which is the oxygen in the air. Yeah, well, we're going to learn about it. It's not ghosts. We're just going to learn. Go ahead.
All right.